do. Hello, hello. It's Saturday. What are you doing this Saturday? Are you doing anything special? Well, I hope so. I hope you are doing something special on Saturday. So I want to come on here, and I know I'm a little past 12, but I had to finish doing the wellness retreat real quick. So, but anyways, I want to share my story and have the opportunity to discuss ovarian cancer, because some of you may know and some of you don't know. So, and I don't know who all knows, and so it's just my job to let you know what's going on. Hold on one second. Okay. Let's try this. There we go. All right. So, my story started, a long time ago. And, well, it's not really a long time ago, but I'm going on my second year. I'll put it like that. Sorry. I'm so distracted. It's like I'm trying to do two things at once, and it's not working. Okay, let's put it like this. Paste. Okay. Anyways, all right. So, what took place was I lost a couple pounds, about 7 or 8 pounds. And so I definitely always give credit to resettofit.com. You'll always hear me talk about Coach Nicole because she basically saved my life. I've been on several fitness journeys where I've done Camp Gladiators and all these other different challenges and all that, but I never really stayed focused, where I was consistent with it. And so, I joined Reset to Fit back in 2018. And what pretty much happened was, it's a 21-day challenge. I lost a couple pounds. And you know how you feeling good about yourself? And so you go in the mirror and you like, oh, shoot, all I got to do is lose this little piece right here, and I'm good, right? And so that's what I was doing. I was being silly in the bathroom, and I said, what is that? That don't feel like fat. And that's exactly how it went. And I even talked to my husband, and I said, Rachel, come in here. What is that? Do you feel that? I said, like, this is moving, but this is not moving. No joke. So, long story short, I said, well, let me call my doctor, because I go to the doctor faithfully. I go and get my annuals all the time. If there's any problems, I always call him. So I called Dr. Armstrong, and I basically said, hey, I don't know what this is. Should I even be concerned? He said, are you hurting? Do you have any pain? No, I feel fine. I was just losing a couple pounds and felt pretty good about myself, and started being silly. And so he said, okay, well, let's just do an ultrasound. If it's not hurting you right now, it may just be a cyst. It may be nothing that you really need to be concerned about. All right, cool. Scheduled the ultrasound. When it's time to do the ultrasound, that's when the pain kicked in. The pain kicked in, and it just got to another level where it was unbearable. And I'm not a person that can really tolerate pain, but I really don't like to take pain medicine. And so it was just getting to the point where I was like, oh, this is really hurting. I'm going to have to sit down a couple times. Long story short, I ended up having to have surgery. And so they said, well, we need to go ahead and have the cyst removed. And I had surgery the 26th of December, 2018. And January 2nd, 2019, he called me and told me that it was cancer. And so when he told me that it was cancer, I just kind of paused, like, what? What are you talking about? And he repeated it again. I love Dr. Armstrong. He's very, very patient, very thorough. And because I was just in shock, like, I know this man didn't just tell me I had cancer. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what am I going to do what cancer down? So if I'm thinking it's cancer down there, my first thought was, okay, I'm not going to be able to have children. And if we rewind a couple years back, well, several years back in 2008, I had an ectopic pregnancy. So when I had an ectopic pregnancy, it ruptured my tube and I only had one tube. So if you look at all those different things that's coming on, it's like playing mind games, right? But back to 2019. So here comes the cancer, January 2nd. Happy New Year. All right. And so from there, my world just kind of paused, and I really felt like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, to be honest, I didn't know who to call. When I got the news, I was here at the house, basically relaxing because, I just had surgery not too long ago. And so I was really devastated. I didn't know who to turn to. I've never heard of ovarian cancer. And so that's where I really had to start doing some research and say, okay, let me get my mind together. And I called my mom. My mom was the first person I called, and I told her what was going on. And she immediately came over, but before she came over, she said, honey, we go to church all the time, right? Yes. Okay. What do we learn in church? What does it tell you about being able to overcome things? If you're feeling like you're so defeated right now and you haven't even started, you don't even know what stage you are, you don't even know what medicines, you don't even know the treatments, you haven't even seen the oncologist yet. And I said, okay. She said, but whatever it is, we're going to get through this. Those are her words. I said, yes, Mama. She said, stop crying. I'll be over there in a minute. Yes, Mom. Okay. Now, of course, the tears still float, but I got myself together. But, when you receive that cancer diagnosis, it's like a punch in the gut, so hard to where you can't even think, like, what? And then sometimes you're in such shock that you don't know if you want to tell people, you don't know if you want to keep it to yourself. You just kind of juggling with a lot of emotions. And it was really difficult. It was really difficult for me. But I do want to say that the Ovarian Cancer Coalition, National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, I started to Google on their website and trying to find out resources in Oklahoma, because that's where I live. And there wasn't any. So I'm like, wait, there's no resources? There's nobody I can call? Nobody that I can try to figure out, what's going on? What's my survival rate? What's the expectancy of overcoming this? There was nothing. There was nothing. There was literally nothing. And I think that was the hardest part for me, is finding out that there was nothing there. Now, of course, I reached out to American Cancer Society, and they were wonderful, and they gave me lots of resources and things that I could use, and they let me get blankets and wigs and scarves and a variety of information that could definitely help me. And so that was wonderful. That was wonderful. But that was pretty much all that I had at the time. So I started going through Facebook and looking up different things on ovarian cancer, and I came across Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance. And with Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance, they are a phenomenal program. I was granted to be an advocacy leader in 2020, and so I was happy that I would start to work with them, and I'm able to go to the Capitol and talk to legislator about funding for ovarian cancer, because there may be somebody that's just like me, never heard of ovarian cancer. What is this? I've heard of breast cancer. Yeah, I've heard of breast cancer. I've heard of prostate cancer. I've even heard of pancreatic cancer. But ovarian, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. And from then, my life just changed. You know, I've reached out to, and I've never reached out, but I've also networked and met several Teal sisters and their family and loved ones. They just give you the support that you need to keep pushing. You know, there are still times, even after cancer. You know, I'm going, next month will be my 2-year anniversary where I've made it 2 years cancer free. Yay! I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited. And so it's good to have a support system where you can be able to talk to somebody about what's going on with you. What is the issue that you have? Because with it being ovarian cancer, you know, that affects your reproductive system. And like I had already shared with you earlier, I already had issues with reproducing. And so, you know, you have to think about all those things as a woman of how it affects you mentally, emotionally, and physically. And so, I've made it my duty ever since this happened. I said, you know, instead of me saying, "Why me, God?" I'm now turned that "why me" into, okay, you using me to make sure that I make a statement. And I have to make that statement. And so that's been my goal. That's also part of the reason why I created my little blog deal called Share the Tea with V, because we share so much negativity things, you know, just negative things left and right, gossip, right? Sometimes you get tired of that. We just need to start sharing some positive things. There are a lot of people out here in this world that are hurting. And you never know who you could reach, who you could inspire, who you could encourage. And so knowledge is power. You know, I've learned so many things since this journey has started. I've learned how to take better care of myself. Not just in the aspect of like hygiene and things, but in regards to what I'm putting in my body. In regards to how I'm feeding it, you know, because when I was going through chemo, you don't really feel like eating. You don't really have a taste. You know, you just kind of like, I don't care about eating. No, you know, but you have to feed your body. If you don't feed your body, then how's it going to heal? And, you know, healing takes place in your mind. It takes place in your mind first. And I remember a good friend of mine told me that before I go in and have my second surgery, that she wanted me to make sure that I cleared my mind completely. Clear my mind completely of everything and anything that was bothering me, anything that was stressing me out, anything that I was holding on to, anybody that I may have hurt, offended, or anything like that. And I need to let that go. I need to let that go before they put me under. And I prayed about that, and I did that. And I said, I just got to let it go. I can't hold on to things. And so we have to take care of ourselves. I don't know if my story is going to help somebody. I don't know. But I've met some wonderful people. I've even had a Teal sister of mine, Miss Kia, passed away last year from Houston. And I didn't get a chance to meet her before the world shut down with Corona. And so that devastated me, because I met her through Facebook on the support channel. The support group that's there, and people talk and they share their stories and what things are out there for, like if you need help with certain things, like if you're going through treatment and you need money, or if you need things to do, or, there are several things. There's so many things, I can't name them all, but you know, it's just the point that you have to make sure that you have a support system. I know we have our family, yes, but everybody doesn't have a family member. And sometimes your family doesn't really understand what you're going through, because they can't relate to the pain that you're experiencing, or the mental doubt, or whatever that you're going through. They can't relate. But if you talk to someone that's been going through those same exact symptoms, treatment, surgery, all of that, it makes a difference. It makes a difference. So I'm proud of myself because I actually, I'm sitting here talking and sharing my story, and I have not cried. That is my goal. That is my goal, and I did it. I did it. Now, I just want to say, because some people may say, well, why are you on here telling people about your business? Girl, you only be telling people about your business, right? And to be honest, when I was, before I started my first chemo treatment, I was on Facebook, but I was just kind of on there just doing my sorority stuff, and I posted little things, and then it was just like, okay. But my sister posted something encouraging, and she just said, oh, you got this. I love you, sister. You're going to kick cancer's ass, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or something to that effect. Anyway. And so when she said that, of course, all my family, friends, and sorority sisters, what? Are you sick? And here come the text messages. I'm like, oh, Lord. Because I hadn't told anybody. The only people that knew was my family, and I have a small family, my immediate family, and then my husband and his family. So, everybody didn't know. Everybody didn't know. And I think that it's hard for us to share things with people because we think about how they're going to look at us. We think about how they're going to judge us. Are you going to treat me differently? And I don't want to treat anybody differently. I don't want anybody to treat me differently. I've had friends and family members that had cancer and survived. And so I can relate to that point of what they tell me of how it felt to them. And so when it was time for me to go through it in my own shoes, it's like, oh, okay, I see what they mean now. Because when you have to wear your mask, and yes, I had to wear a mask before y'all started fussing about this corona wearing a mask. I had to wear a mask to prevent myself from catching anything anybody else had, and also from becoming septic. That was my fear. I was like, if I become septic, that's like the worst thing ever, and I didn't want to do that. But anyways, and so you think about that, because when people see you with your mask on, they think, are you sick? You know, is something wrong with you? And somebody asked me that one time. I can't remember who it was. Somebody asked me that one time, and they was like, are you sick? And I said, oh no, I'm healing. I'm in the process of healing. I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm in the process of healing. So you have to speak that positivity into yourself, but take that time to share with people, because after I did that, the support was overwhelming. It really was. And I can be such an emotional person. I can cry at times, but the support from people on Facebook was overwhelming. I mean, they were like, oh, girl, you blah, 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 you got this, don't you? Come on, you need to get this, you need to do this. And so when I saw that, I said, you know what? I'm going to start sharing. Yep. I'm going to start sharing. That's when I started sharing from that point on. And I made pictures, but I took pictures of when I took my chemo treatments, and my husband going there, and just the whole 9 yards. I just kind of took pictures and shared it with everyone. And I appreciate that support that they were giving me, because I feel like that gave me strength to keep moving, and to keep going. Sorry, this is Romeo has to be in my lap. He got to be downstairs. Sorry, Romeo. Anyway, so I think that at times that we tend to forget that we have people that love us, even though you may not feel the love, or you may think that, oh, I don't want to damper anybody's day with what's going on with me. But it's good to have a support system. It's good to be able to talk to people, someone that you can rely on, somebody that may just bring you something, drop something off on your porch, whatever that it may be. But you have to understand that it is really important to take that time to do what you need to do for you. That's my whole purpose. Because I always think, what if I didn't go to the doctor? What if I didn't join the reset program? What if? What if I didn't join that reset program and I kept on doing what I wanted to do? I kept on eating how I wanted to eat. I kept on living my life, going on. And then, Now, mind you, my stage was stage 1C. And ovarian cancer can go up to stage 4. And so usually most women don't realize that they have ovarian cancer until they're in stage 3 or 4. Yeah. So, and I went through the whole phase. So I'm going to get a second opinion, which I did. I went and got a second opinion. I got a third opinion. I'm not lying. I went and did all these different opinions. And the last opinion, it was a I can't even remember the doctor's name. Oh, darn, it just left me. But anyways, he was in a small town in Oklahoma. And he told me point blank, he said, ma'am, come on in my office. Because I sent him all my records. Come on in my office. And he told me just like this. He said, do you want to die before you turn 40? Excuse me? And that's not exactly how, that was his first words, besides come on in my office and sit down. Do you want to die before you turn 40? No? What kind of question is that? And he said, the reason I'm asking you this question is because ovarian cancer is very progressive. Ovarian cancer is called a silent killer for a reason. Because most people don't realize that they have it until it's stage 3 or 4. And then there's so many extensive treatments that they have to receive in order to get it cleared. So the reason that the doctors are pushing on you to make sure that you do what you need to do and go ahead and have the surgery is because they need to determine what stage you're in and what treatments they need to give you so that way you can survive. Or either you're going to die before you turn 40. Now, when he said all this to me, honey, the tears were flowing and I was like, no, I'm not trying to die. I mean, nobody just wants to die. Nobody just wants to die. But I had to make that decision for myself. I got to do what I need to do. Stop playing around. Stop wasting time. Okay? Time doesn't wait for nobody. Nobody. 100%. It don't wait for nobody. So, that's my ovarian cancer story. I'm happy that I was able to share this with you. Because it is World Ovarian Cancer Day. And we do want to tell you that I believe I don't know if it's in the United States. I'm about to say my statistics wrong. But I want to say that there is at least 22,000 women that would be diagnosed with ovarian cancer this year. This year, 2021, they're estimating that it'll be at least 22,000 women that would be diagnosed with ovarian cancer. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. So, thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. And just make sure that you're doing what you need to do. If I want to share with you these ovarian cancer symptoms real quick. If you're not for sure what all does that mean. So if you research and if you Google on ovarian cancer, you'll see several different organizations out there. And if you go to ovarian.org with National Ovarian Cancer Coalition or Ovarian Cancer Research Alliance, who I told you about earlier, but no ovarian, so knowing the signs and symptoms of ovarian cancer. So there's at least I'll give you at least 4. Because there's some, but I don't want to take up a lot of your time. So one of the symptoms is bloating. Pelvic or abdominal pain, trouble eating, or feeling like you're full after you just had a couple of bites. Excuse me. And then also having the frequent need to go to the bathroom. If you're going to the bathroom all the time. Now, I know you're going to say, well, shoot, them 4 symptoms could be anything. That is true. That's why it's called a silent killer for a reason. Because these, I mean, shoot, you can just, oh, well, that's just how I feel when I'm having my time of the month. Or that's just how I feel every other day. That's nothing. Or that could just be associated with diabetes. Or it could be associated with my medications that I'm taking. You know, that's true. But if these continue, sorry about that. If these continue to happen, those are things that you need to go and get checked out. There's not a screening test for ovarian cancer. So getting a pelvic exam, not a pelvic exam, a pap smear doesn't detect ovarian cancer at all. Okay? So I know you're like, well, wait a minute, what? Yeah. Anyways, there's a lot for me to share, but I don't want to take all up your time. We can be on here for a long time. And plus, my husband is blowing up my phone. So let me get off of here, but thank you for listening to my story. Oh my God. And that's another thing. After you done had cancer, there's like after effects of cancer. Like sometimes it's hard for me to get my words together. They call it like chemo brain, and then all the pain and all this other stuff. So yeah, but the journey doesn't end with me. Okay. We continue to fight and do what we need to do. All right. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me with my ovarian cancer story, and have a wonderful day. Have an amazing weekend. And I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there. Even if your mom is not here, just reflect on the good times that you had with her, and always, always take care of yourself. Be blessed. Thank you.